Hello, my lovely children. We're going to work with our daily review. So you need a piece of paper. You need the holes on the left, the thick white at the top. I want you to write daily review at the top, and then you're going to put your name. Put your name up here. When you finish with this, you'll put this piece of paper into your basket. Now, on the first one, we're going to do some review. I want you to round to the nearest 10. So you're going to round to the nearest 10. Alright. So the first number you're going to round is 67. So draw your number line. And ask yourself, how many 10s are in this number? So underline it. There are 6 10s in this number. That's how many you're going to put at the beginning of the line. You're going to put 6 10s, which is 60 written in standard form. Remember, this is standard form. One more 10, 6 10s, one more 10 is 7 10s, and written in standard form, that's 70. Now halfway in between that is your midpoint, and that's going to be 65, because half of your 10 is 5, and you have to go in between it, so it's going to be 65. Now I have to put my data point on my line, and that's 67. I ask myself, is it closer to 70 or is it closer to 60? My answer is 70. So therefore 67 rounds to 70. That's our refresher on that. So now I'm going to have you do one. We're going to do the number 43. Rounds to what? So I want you to go over here and draw your number line, and you work it out. Okay, you should have solved it, and you should have told me by answering the question on Edpuzzle what it rounded to. Now let's see if you've got it correct. First, you got to ask yourself, because you're rounding to the nearest 10, how many 10s are there? There's 4 10s. So on my number line, I'm going to put 40, because that's my standard form. One more 10 is 50. Halfway in between is 55. Then 43, oh, sugar do, it's not 55. I hope you caught me when I wrote that. It's 45, because 55 would have been on over here on the number line. But 45 is in the middle. So 43 is going to be on this side of the number line. That's where my data point's going to be. So it's closer to 40, because 50 is all the way over here, and we never round to our midpoint. So therefore 43 rounds to 40. Sure hope you got that right, because this is Miss Haycraft checking, and it'll tell me if you missed it or you got it correct on Edpuzzle. So the ones that we are having the trouble with is rounding to the nearest 10 if they're in 3 digits. So if we have 248. Now remember our popsicle sticks. How many 10s are there? Most of you would underline your 10s place, but then you'll go back and you'll circle everything in front of that, because we know there's 10 10s in 100. So that means in this whole number we actually have 24 10s. I'm going to draw our line. We're going to say, okay, we've got 24 10s. So in standard form that would be 240. One more 10 is going to be 250. Halfway in between is going to be 245. Now if I put 248 on here, it's going to be on this side because it's after 245 and before 250. So 248 is going to be here. It's closer to 250, so therefore your answer should be 250. We're going to try another one, and you're going to try this one. So we're going to do 3, 7, 9. What does it round to? Remember, you're going to be turning this paper into the basket, so make sure you're getting your work done correctly on here. But I am using these to make sure you've got them done. The grade in Edpuzzle is before I go over, so that's the grade that I'm looking at. So you should have drawn your number line. You should have said, okay, well, I've got 7 tens, but I know that means I also have 30 tens, so it's 37 tens. So 37 tens, one more 10 would be 38 tens. Written in standard form would look like that. Our midpoint is going to be 375. When I put it on my number line, it's going to be here, 379. And I'm going to be circling 380. And so your answer should have been 380. 380. Now we're going to move on. So you're going to draw a line on your paper. And when you draw a line, you can follow that blue line. Don't get lazy and go crazy. Now we're going to round to the nearest 100. Round to the nearest 100. Okay. So I'm going to adjust my camera just a little bit here. And we're going to do 641. I'm going to round it to the nearest 100. You should have underlined your 100. There's nothing in front of my 100, so that means that I have 600. I'm going to draw my number line. I'm going to put 600 at the beginning. I'm going to put 700 at the end. Halfway in between is going to be 650. Because half of 100 is 50, and then I have to add it to my 600 because I'm in between 600 and 700. When I put my data point on here, 641 will go here, so therefore it rounds to 600. Remember, if it lands right, if your number you're rounding is in 650, you always move forward, but it has to be 650. If it's 649, it would round backwards. Let's try another one. Let's try 761. Rounds to what? So I'll draw my number line. I have 700s, so 700 goes first. One more 100 is 800. Halfway in between is 750. 761 will go on this side, so therefore it rounds to 800. Let's try another one. Let's do 800. Oh, no, let's not do 800. Let's wait a second. Let's do 900. 974. Okay, round that one. Draw your number line. How many hundreds is there? There's 9 hundreds. One more 100. Oh, one more 100. Is there? There is 10 hundreds, isn't there? 10 hundreds, or we can call it 1,000, or we can call it 110s too. So we've got 950. Remember, these are all written in the standard form. 974 is greater than 950, so it's going to be over here. 974 is our data point. It's going to be closer to 1,000, so therefore we have 1,000. Make sure you put your comma 3 digits back. 3 digits back. And that is our daily review on rounding to the nearest hundred.